Thank y'all for being here. I'm going to try to keep this as short as I possibly can because I know it's a Sunday night. I've also been here all day. I know that you maybe were here this morning. Anyway, I just want to respect your time too. So thank you for being here. Can we pray for just a minute? God, thank you so much for an opportunity like this to go and be your hands and feet and to see and experience a part of creation that's different than Evans, Georgia. So Father, in our preparation and in our time together, we just ask that you would be with us, that you would strengthen us, that you would give us peace about this, but God, about everything else. The things that we're holding on to, the things that are unknown, the world that's always changing. God, we're reminded and we're thankful that you are the only thing that doesn't. Be with us now in this time. Amen. So thank you again for being here. Let me say this kind of right off the bat. This is brand new. We are in a lot of ways breaking new ground on something different. If you would have asked me a year ago where I thought that we would be taking high school students in the summer of 2022, this would probably not be on my radar. And the reason that we got here is kind of as follows. Normally we would do an international trip with our partner in Guatemala, and because of COVID, we kind of felt like with all of the unknowns, maybe was not just it wasn't a safe choice in a lot of different ways, but even from the standpoint of risk of things falling through or falling apart or plans not being able to be made. And so we thought, Ellen and I and leadership, and we thought that a domestic trip would be just a better choice for 2022. So that was kind of put before Ellen and I. And so we started to rack our brains around what would be domestic that would be something that we could do. And so we asked Greg and we said, look, you want us to go domestic, right? And he said, yes. And I said, so we can fly. That's still domestic, right? He said, sure. And I said, doesn't matter how far we go if it's domestic, right? And he said, that's right. And so then I said, Alaska, and he went, oh. And so that's how we got here. We did about a month of searching, y'all, from a couple of different places to try to find a feasible, affordable option that would also bring experience to our students and to our student ministry. And so we found an organization called Next Step Missions, and a little bit about them. They've been around since 2007. Founded through 3 young adults who were United Methodists. They went on short-term missions, and then God placed on their heart a calling to work with young people and teenagers, but also a calling to short-term missions and to be able to plan and execute short-term mission trips. And so they have kind of expanded their organization, and now they have about a dozen or more opportunities every summer through the summer, some that are a little closer to here, some that are on the West Coast, some that are international, and then this one in Fairbanks. And so the great thing about Next Step is that they work in partnership with you. And so they find your housing, they take care of your food, they have a worship theme through the week. They find your projects also, which is super beneficial. And then they work with you to help secure some of the other details that we need to make sure that a trip like this happens. So we're grateful for Next Step and for their team and for how they're working with Ellen and I, getting all this kind of up and off the ground. Fairbanks. Why Fairbanks? Fairbanks, Alaska was an old gold rush boom town, and it's kind of right smack dab in the middle of Alaska. And what we'll be doing in Fairbanks is we will be combating, is the word that they use. We'll be combating homelessness. One of the things that we'll be doing a lot of homelessness, especially teen homelessness. A lot of parents I don't know why, but I will find out just like the rest of us. A lot of parents will leave the home for weeks at a time, and they'll leave their teenagers at home. And a lot of things happen when teenagers are at home that lead them to be homeless sometimes. And so there are organizations, nonprofits that we're going to step into relationship with and help them and their mission to keep students and keep people from homelessness. Also, we'll have an opportunity to work kind of in rural parts outside of Fairbanks. Fairbanks is the second largest city in Alaska. It is about 40,000 people. So that's about the size of Milledgeville, the second largest city in Alaska. So a lot of it is rural, and we'll be out in rural parts. And one of the greatest needs, it doesn't sound like that cool, but when you live in Alaska, it's firewood. There are a lot of people who heat their homes with wood, and there are a lot of people who can't do the work to get ready for winter. And of course, winter lasts a lot longer there than here. And so one of the things that we might be tasked with doing is splitting wood and then delivering it, stacking it for people who can't do it for themselves. And so that will be an experience. I'm not sure, teenagers, how many of you have ever split firewood? I did as a kid. It's physical labor, and it will be intensive. And you're going to be tired at the end of the day. But it'll be a good thing because we get to be hands and feet of Jesus in that way. Those are just some of the examples of things that we might find ourselves doing. There are a lot of other things. Some of it is a little bit fluid because they host teams all through the summer. And so the work that we receive, we may not know until just a few weeks beforehand because it depends on how fast other teams chew through all the work that they have lined up for the summer. So we may not find out. I'm a planner. Those of you who have worked with me before or have been with me before, Sid is laughing. Thank you, Sid. Those of you who've been with me before know that I'm a planner, and so I, just like you, will be waiting to find out kind of what our projects look like. But we will have a heads up. Our flight itinerary, we've already got our tickets. We've already booked those up, and so I'm really happy about that. We are flying with Alaska Air. Never flown with them before. I've always flown Delta, so this will be a new experience. So far, my experience with Alaska is absolutely phenomenal. Customer service is wonderful. Last week I talked to them. I got to somebody in 2 minutes. Yes, in 2 minutes. And they were very pleasant. They were wonderful. So if you have pen and paper or you want to write this down on your phone, or if you just want to email me, I can send this to you. But here is our flight itinerary. We will depart Atlanta on June 24th at 4:15 p.m. Okay? So it was a little bit different. When I put the dates out there, I kind of asked you to remain flexible on either side. The cheapest flight that we could find was this one on June 24th. It's a Friday night. So Friday at 4:15, we're going to fly through Seattle with a layover, and then we arrive in Fairbanks at 1:36 a.m. on Saturday. Okay? A little different. And then coming home, we will leave Fairbanks on July the 2nd, Saturday at 1 a.m., and we will arrive in Atlanta at 3 p.m. on the same day, Saturday.
Repeat that again, please.
So on the way home, we'll leave at 1 a.m. on July the 2nd to Saturday. And we'll be back on Saturday, the 2nd, at 3 p.m. So a little different. Never flown like that before, so we will all enjoy it together. If you need that again, you can send me a text or an email. I can send that to you. Just like with anything else, there's a chance that it might change a little bit. There's a chance that they might shift us around. It's already happened from the first time that I have booked our flights. And so depending on their number of tickets that they're handing out and how full planes are, that all could change. I hope it doesn't, but it could change. And if it changes, I'll let you know as soon as I can. In Fairbanks, we're going to be staying at a host church. The church is called Door of Hope Church, and it's kind of in the middle of town. The church is set up where the girls and guys have separate large rooms. And in the middle, there's like classrooms and dining hall space. And so we will be sleeping on air mattresses for the week. Air mattress, so we'll need to bring our own bedding and our own pillows and all that kind of stuff. And we'll be sleeping on air mattresses. The other kind of different thing is when we are there, we are going to experience 23 hours of sunlight and 1 hour of darkness. And so they have all the windows in the rooms like blacked out, and they encourage you to bring a sleeping mask. Never done that before either, so that will be a lot different. And then they say that it can get rather cool in the summertime, so we need to make sure that Keeler, make sure you pack the appropriate onesie pajama, okay, with the footies with it. To that end, they have a suggested packing list. I will probably amend this a little bit because I know us, and so I might tweak some things on here. And I would not worry about writing things down, but I'll just kind of read to you what they suggest. An air mattress, I will probably order these and have them at the Walmart in Fairbanks, and we're just going to go pick them up when we get off the plane so that they'll be there and be ordered, and we don't have to worry about packing an air mattress. Bedding, a pillow, water bottle, sunglasses, sunscreen, insect repellent, towel, toiletries, swimsuit, work clothes, more work clothes, casual clothes, work clothes, an eye mask, like I said, work gloves, safety glasses, and some tools depending on what kind of projects that we find that we need. I will have all of that in the document. When we get closer to time, you can make sure that you have everything that you need. The one thing that I'll say about packing, girls and guys, we will not be able to take 2 checked suitcases with us on this trip because suitcases are super expensive and we just don't need that much. So the majority of what you're going to be packing is going to be in a carry-on. And then what we will end up doing is 3 or 4 people will share a checked bag together. And so you'll need to put like any kind of shampoo or body wash or, boots or something like that. If you want to put all that, if you want to take it with you, you're going to have to put that in your check bag, and then you'll share a bag together with other people. So just kind of in your mind, know that we're not bringing the kitchen sink from home. We're going to be packing light and little. Any questions so far? I got some other stuff that I'm going to get to. Yep.
What's the time difference?
It's 4 hours. Yep. Yeah. Yes.
What size do you have?
A twin. I'll probably just get them. Like I'll just handle it so that everybody's got one. And then what a lot of teams do, I'm told, is that they just leave it there for the next group, or they'll give it away, which I'm perfectly okay with. Yep.
Is there laundry?
That's a good question. That's a good question that I don't know. You're going to ask me some questions, y'all, and I'm not going to know them. I hope you're okay with that. But I'll just promise you that I'll just find an answer and get back to you because I'm going to be learning a lot of this just like y'all are. Yep.
How many students are going?
32. 32 and 40 total. And I'll put the team up here in just a little bit of who we've got so far. All right, let me get to some of this other stuff. I've had a lot of questions about fundraising. So fundraising, that we expect the total cost before fundraising and after we subsidize a little bit because we're able to do that. I'm thankful for a church that has some resource that we're able to subsidize a little bit of this when we're doing that because we believe, 1, in mission work, and 2, in student ministry. And so, thank Pastor Greg and thank our staff and thank our congregation for being able to do that. But we expect the trip to be about $1,250 before any kind of fundraising, before anything. And so there's a couple of opportunities that you have to earn some money toward your trip. The first one is this. If you've worked yard sales in the past, you probably have money in your yard sale account. And if you've worked, you already know what that means, I'm sure. If you've never worked a yard sale before, our next yard sale is March the 26th. You can go ahead and write that down. And it's like 6:30 in the morning, Ellen. Okay, it's 6:30 in the morning, and we meet kind of right down here in the back parking lot. And when you work the yard sale, what we do is we serve. We serve people. It can look a lot of different ways, but most of it is running people's purchases up to their car and then bringing the cart back down. When you find yourself working the yard sale, that's most of what it is. And then at the end of the time, we usually have some kind of cleanup. And usually I'll reward students who stay for cleanup in a big way. You double your hours. Basically, you work and you keep track of your hours. We receive a grant, and that grant is split up into an hourly rate. Ellen adds up all the hours that are worked by all the students, and we come up with an hourly rate. And then we multiply your number of hours that you work times the rate, and that's what you get in your account. Does that all make sense? I know that was a lot, but that's how we do it. So we've had students that have worked the yard sale before, and they've come up with $100 for a morning. It's a pretty good return on your investment of your time. And so that's what I would encourage you to do, is to be there. That's really easy, y'all. It's super easy. It's not a lot of work. We would also like to provide one other opportunity to do some fundraising for you. And I would like to kind of think about that with this group. One of the easiest things to do, and what's been successful before, is to do a meal after church and to sell some tickets to people who are our neighbors or who might be going to another church to come by and pick up lunch after church one day this spring. And so it could be a variety of different things. If you have a connection to barbecue or chicken or something, I would love to know about that. If you can help smoke some pork butts or something overnight, and we can put it all together for barbecue sandwiches the next day. I think all of those are on the table. It doesn't have to be food either, but that's just the thing that I think may work best, because not a lot of people are doing that. And it's probably a little bit to do with COVID. I think we can do it safely. We can package stuff safely and get it to people for a fundraiser type of meal. So we'll think through that, but I want some student buy-in on that, and I want some student ownership of it too, so that we can let y'all earn some more money towards your trip. Some more important dates. If you want to write these down, and if you don't want to write them down or you miss them, I'll be glad to email these to you. June 24th through July 2nd, those are our trip dates. I think everybody by now has paid our deposit. Your next payment day is April 1st, and that's $400 on April 1st. And then our final balance is May the 15th. So what we will do is we'll just take the trip cost, we'll add in your fundraiser on that final third window, and then you'll just pay the difference. Does that make sense? So all your fundraising will get applied to that last window. Students, this is for you, and parents, you can help. But I would encourage you to help your student keep up with these dates. These are our pre-trip meetings. So these will take place just with our team. Parents, you can stay home for these, because what these are designed to do is to get our team set and to get our team to know one another, to have some opportunity to talk about mission work and short-term missions and what we're going to experience and what it means to be a mission team. We're going to do those types of things, and there are 3 of them. The first is March 27th, and that's a Sunday night following Wesley students. Bless you. The second one is April 24th. That's a Sunday night after Wesley students. And then our last one is Wednesday, May the 11th, and that's a Wednesday night, and we'll do some kind of dinner that night too. So 327, 424, and 511. And those are meetings that I'm going to expect everybody to be at, unless there is some kind of circumstance that is going to prevent you from being there. And I'll touch on that just in a little bit in a second. Our fundraiser date, we'll just say to be determined, and then the yard sale is March 26th from 6:30, right? 6:30 to 1, 2 in the afternoon. We had a question about the team. I did not maybe this is a poor judgment on me, but I did not expect this trip to fill up in 15 days, and that's what happened. We have 40 total people going. So it's 32 students and 8 adults. Ellen and I are 2 of those, and so we'll take the 6 other adults with us. I'm still working on formulating our adult team, but we have 9 boys and the rest girls, and so it's going to be a little bit more female heavy, which I'm perfectly fine with, but we just need to find the right fit among our adult leaders to get our team together. And so with that, I kind of want to lay down a little bit of an expectation for our team. I think it goes without saying that this is a really special trip. Would you agree with that? Like, this is a really special trip. Special because it's Alaska. Special because it's far way away. Special, I think special because of the investment that we are making somewhere else. Special because of the relationships that we're going to have with people that we will meet. Special because of the relationships that we are going to have among our team. Special the investment that our church is making in all of you and in our student ministry. And so it's special for a lot of different reasons and in a lot of different ways. Is that fair? So far, so good? So I think that naturally there's going to be a higher expectation for students who are going on this trip. And I think that's fair. I think that's okay. And I want there to be a little bit of a higher expectation because what we want to do is we want to invest in you, and we want this to be an experience that you will carry and hang on to for the rest of your life, honestly. And so I'm expecting, Ellen and I are expecting that our team, our whole team, be at all of our team meetings, be there because we're going to do project prep and we're going to do some spiritual preparation. We're going to spend some time like making our team a cohesive unit. And I've been doing this for 12 years, and I've how am I going to say this? I want your experience, students, will be so much better if you are ready to go when we hop on that plane. And that means that you know your adults that are going with you, that you know the other students that are on the team. Because if you go, and I'll be honest, if you go and you don't come to a meeting and you're not here on Sunday nights and you're not and here on Sunday mornings and you just kind of go in cold, it's going to be kind of awkward. It's going to be awkward. It's going to be tough those first couple of days. And so the investment that you put in on the front end is going to really come through for you that week. It's going to make that experience even better. And so I'm just asking. I'm not going to make anybody do anything. I'm also not going to be super legalistic about it. We're not going to have a chart that has gold stars, and I'm not going to gold star you every time that you come on Sunday night. I'm not going to do that. All that I'm saying is be involved. Be involved, be engaged, be here, be present. I want to get to know you. There are some here that I don't know that well, and I'm okay with that. I want to get to know you. I want to get to know you. I want to get to know your family. I want our leaders to get to know you so that when we go somewhere and when we have a moment that we're sharing, they know who you are and they know where you come from. They know what school you go to. They know what sports you play. I mean, all those things are so important, guys. And it's really hard for me to do that when you're not here or when I'm not around you. Does that make sense? I think that's a fair expectation. Is that okay? So I'm asking that you help me with that. The other thing that I wanted to convey is that some of you have been to Alaska before, and you know, like, this is not going to be a vacation. It's not going to be a vacation. I know that Alaska is beautiful. Never been there before. I've only seen pictures, but I think I can trust the pictures. Don't do it justice. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be really hard. It's going to be tough. These days of travel are going to be really, really long. The days where we're up and working, we're going to be up early. We're going to be working all day, and then we're going to come back. We're going to have dinner. We're going to worship together. We're going to have time together. Probably going to be some late nights. It's going to be long. And so I want to tell you that there's going to need to be some mental preparation, and we're going to need to take some mental fortitude with us. Does that make sense? I know that COVID has kind of put a damper on our opportunities for mission work. And so there are some in here who may not have ever been on a mission trip before, and that's okay. I'm super happy that you're here, but it's not a cakewalk. Like, it's going to be tough. There are going to be days that are going to be tough. There are going to be times where it's going to be hard. And I just want you to know that up front. I want you to know that up front. I'm not sure what your expectation was going into this, but I'm telling you that you just got to be ready and you got to be prepared, okay? I would really, really hate for you to be 2 or 3 days in and you come and talk to me, or you call mom or dad and say, I am not having fun. This is not what I thought it was going to be. So parents, if you can help me on that end, just to kind of prep students, because it's going to be tough. And then the one of the final things I'm going to say, and then I'll open it up for some more questions. If you are unsure about this, that's okay. If you are riding the fence, or there might be a conflict that's going to come up or may come up in the week that we're going to be gone, that's okay. But here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Would you let me know? And here's why. Because we have a waiting list that's about 11 deep of students that really want to go. And I'm sad. I have been begging for more spots, and they won't give them to me because it's got a lot to do with where we're staying and how many people can fit and that kind of thing. And if I could take everybody, I would. I promise you, I would find a way. I would beg and plead, and I would beg and plead some more, but I can't. 40 spots is all that we've got. And so I wanted to let you know that there are people that really do want to go. And if you are not sure, or you're kind of uneasy, or maybe after this meeting you think to yourself, wow, that Aaron's a super jerk, I don't want to spend a week with him, then please let me know, and we'll be able to give that spot to somebody else. So I don't know. I hope that was received okay. I'm certainly not trying to run anybody off. Just to let you know that there are people that are waiting, who would like to go as well. And if you're not sure, or you don't want to go, or something comes up, to give them that opportunity would be wonderful. Okay? Can I answer any more questions?
Do you go on the waiting list? Do you want them to show up for the meeting?
No, not right now. As soon as there's a spot that opens up, if there's a spot that opens up, I will call, and we'll just go right down the order in the waiting list. Anything else? Okay, so listen, I know that you might have questions and you might not want to ask them. That's okay. I'll stand up here for a little bit of time, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. If you have my number, you can text me, you can call me, you can email me, you can send the bat signal up, and I will see it, and I will come to you as fast as I can, and get you feeling comfortable with whatever you need a little bit of clarification about. Guys, listen, this is going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm excited more than anything. When we've gone to Guatemala in the past and we've done other things, my favorite part about this whole thing is you. It's not going to see the mountains. It's not going to different places. It's you. It's watching you become who God wants you to be, taking a step towards Jesus. That is my favorite part. Those are the things, and those are the moments that make me say, God, yes, this is what I'm here to do. This is what student ministry is about. This is what mission work is about. This is what being in relationship with you is about. It's this. It's all the people out here. It's all of you students. And so I'm excited to spend time with you and to experience something new all together. Okay? All right, so we'll see you at our next trip meeting date. Parents, students, you can give me a call or send me a text if you have some questions, and we'll dismiss. Okay?